Everybody, welcome. You're hanging out with Ben. This is the Hardcore Punk Project here on the X 92.5 FM in Kamloops. Today we have another special guest. It's Danko Jones. You may or may not know him because he fronts his own band, and I've played them several times before, and they're pretty cool. And I'll be talking with their frontman and namesake about their new album Power Trio, which comes out August 27th on Sonic Unyon Records. Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, sorry, pressed the wrong button. Nice to join you.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure what to start with, so I'll talk about the first song, I Want Out. Starting the album with a bang. Talk about doing that, because pretty damn good. What's the song about?
Well, first of all, thanks for that. Song is really about, the last year and a half. During the pandemic, we were in lockdown, we were in isolation from each other. And that song, the title says it all, just the need and the desire to go out and do normal things again.
All right. As a Canadian artist, do you think it's harder to have your music recognized internationally?
Yes and no. I mean, sometimes I think it's Canada has a great reputation when it comes to music all over the world. So sometimes it can be the thing that gets your foot in the door. But also, there's so much competition out there. It's hard to really chart whether or not it's because we're Canadian or not as to why we're able to tour here and over here and not over here and not over there. It's just simply because there's not enough spaces for that many bands out there.
All right. Now, how would you describe the band as a drink?
I don't know. I've never even thought about that. The first thing that comes to my mind, I guess, would be pop.
All right. Now, how would you describe it as a food?
I would say it's kind of maybe a mixed salad.
Yeah. All right. Next song is Good Looking. This one definitely kind of has more of a punk feel to it. Is that the direction you were taking to going with it?
I'm happy to hear that you heard that. Not really. It was more of an up-tempo, energetic kind of rock song. That's about as far as we took it.
All right. 10 minutes alone with one of your biggest music influences. Who would it be and what would you talk about?
Maybe it would be with Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, or maybe it would be with God, I don't know, David Lee Roth. Maybe I'd choose David Lee Roth or from Van Halen or Paul Stanley from Kiss.
All right, interesting.
What we talk about, I don't know. Probably we'd start off with Van Halen or Kiss.
All right. The same artist, if they were to cover one of your songs, which one would you want and why?
Probably like Kiss to cover Active Volcanoes because we kind of ripped it off them, and it would be nice to see how they would do it backwards. And then in terms for David Lee Roth and geez, I don't know. I think maybe it would be Wildcat. Because again, very highly influenced by Van Halen. I'd like to see him sing that.
All right. Now, if the song you chose was a one-hit wonder and you made lots of money off of it, how would you feel?
The song we chose? What do you mean?
I mean, like, if that, I'm not quite sure how to word this right, but if the song Wildcat was a one-hit wonder out of
Oh,
your
okay.
entire catalog, how would you feel about it?
A one-hit wonder is, I mean, it's great because not every band gets a hit, you know, and sometimes that one hit can see you through for 20 years, depending on how big that song is. So
Yeah.
it's, you know, but then again, it can also lock you into just that one song and that's all you're known for. And no matter how many albums and no matter how many songs you put out and release and write, nobody cares. They just want that one
Mhm.
song. So that can be very frustrating too.
Mhm.
Um, Having never had really a hit song, I'd be curious to see how that whole thing kind of plays out.
All right. Next track is Saturday. Saturday what? Saturday Night Live?
No, just
I'm
simply
kidding.
Saturday.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, well, it's actually in reference to Elton John's Saturday Night's "All Right for Fighting" song, and
All
so
right.
the lyrics are kind of a flip of the lyrics for Elton John.
All right. Um, this is a good song to pump the crowd up. At least I think it would be.
Cool.
And next song is Ship of Lies. I like how this one's a bit slower. It reminds me of something, and I think that something is AC/DC.
Okay, I didn't hear that when we wrote it, but I'm glad you're hearing that because I love AC/DC.
Of course, who can't, who doesn't?
Right.
What's this song about? The internet?
No. Although it could be, I guess, if you can interpret it as that. But really, no. It's actually, you know, every album we put out, there's always a one or two albums about people who've kind of done the band wrong, and we don't really say who it is. It's just, you know, for us. But that "Ship of Lies" is a kind of one of those songs, just addressing someone, you know, from our past that did us wrong.
Yeah, because when I heard this song and I looked at the lyrics, it just got me thinking about things like the internet and government transparency.
Sure. I mean, if that's your interpretation of it.
Hmm. And that leads me to my next question. The state of our planet, especially global warming, do you think we're moving fast enough to slow it down?
No, I don't think so. Um, and that's a shame. More than a shame, it's scary.
Hmm. Okay. Now, if you could collaborate with any artist, be it big or be it small, who would it be?
I mean, I think it would be the bands I kind of stated earlier, like maybe to collaborate with Kiss would be a lot of fun, or you know, Black Sabbath, or um, yeah, yeah, those would be a
Hmm.
couple of the first names I can think of.
My suggestion, Joel O'Keefe from Airborne.
Okay, all right,
Airborne is kind of like an Australian rock band. They kind of sound like AC/DC but pumped up a lot.
right, right,
And I think Joel's voice definitely suits this band.
cool,
Okay. Next song is Raise Some Hell. So, you know, Trooper said raise a little hell, and you
right.
said raise some hell. So I wonder who's gonna come up with raise a lot of hell.
That could be us as well on the next album. You never know. But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think raising a little hell is enough.
Yeah, I agree with that. Um, have you ever considered doing a side project and maybe playing in a different genre?
I've done two. I did one called me and JC, who's in our band. He plays bass. The two of us did a side project with two of the guys from Circle. Circle are a band from Finland. They do kind of psychedelic prog rock, indie kind of prog rocky stuff. Um, and huge fans of Circle for a long time. And so we actually collaborated. I think 4 years ago we put out an EP, and we're supposed to do a kind of another EP or LP. Is just haven't gone around to doing it yet. And then last year I put out my first noise album called Throat Funeral, and that was on Bandcamp only. And it was available for 3 months, and then I yanked it off. but it will be available again when I put out my second Throat Funeral album.
All right. Next song is Blue Jean Denim Jumpsuit. Is this like the Canadian rock version of the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus?
I don't know that apparatus, but I gotta say no.
Red Jumpsuit Apparatus was a little known band. They had a one-hit wonder. I forget what the song was called, but by no means it sounds anything like it.
Okay.
I just thought I know that, and I saw the word jumpsuit in the song, so I figured I'd point that out.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever considered doing a concept album? If so, what would the theme be?
Never considered it. Never want to do concept albums. I think they fall flat on their faces every time I hear one. I think it's also largely due to the egos of the people who are making it. So I stay away from concept records. If we were to do one, having said all that, if we were to do one, I couldn't even begin to think of something. Usually it's like some script that one of the members of the band has written out for a possible movie, and then they have grand designs of being the next Who or something.
It's just when I think of concept albums, I think of bands who've made like huge careers off of them, like bands with Green Day. They had American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown, and then bands like Coheed and Cambria who made a whole career off of concept albums.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think of bands like Queensryche who put out Operation Mindcrime and Wasp. So those are the bands that I'm referencing. Although I love Queensryche.
Yeah, Queensryche is a good band. Now, your thoughts to the music industry. Should it somehow be evolving with the times?
I think it has no choice but to.
Yeah,
In terms of downloading, it was really slow and dragged its heels to the point where, almost caved in on itself.
yeah.
But it's hard, because things have gone streaming and there's little money to be made for the music industry there. So I don't really know what to do about that. The good thing is live music is something you can't download or stream, and it's a live experience, something you have to go to. You can watch a movie at home, but you have to go to the movies, to a movie theater, which is an experience unto itself. So and live shows are the same.
All right. And speaking of that, just music and copyright has been a huge issue ever since like the 90s and stuff, especially with the introduction of the DMCA in the 2000s. Because now we can't play music on certain platforms to get money like YouTube, without getting copyright claimed for no reason. Okay, moving on. The next song is Get to You. And that's right, folks. Don't let them get to you, no matter what. Also, if someone you know or someone else you know is suffering, please call 1-800-273-8255 because no one deserves to die. Did you kind of write that song about this? Like the underlying theme of depression?
No, not really. Like I said before about Ship of Lies, every album we have usually has one or two songs just used as a kind of way to give you encouragement or pump yourself up. You can interpret it like that, and that's positive. But from where my standpoint, my point of view, writing it was just simply a way of encouraging someone to overcome or to get the nerve to, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Now, how does your music define you as an artist?
I don't, first of all, I don't consider myself an artist. I'm just a guy in a band. The music defines me. I'm just a hard rocker, really. So we play hard rock. So I guess there you go. That's your answer.
All right. Next song is Dangerous Kiss. The song also has another more punk feel to it. I kind of like the balance between just classic rock, more punk rock, and then more bluesy stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, what's this song about?
Nothing really specific, just relationships. We got a lot of those on every album.
Of course.
Um, and I just liked how it was pretty energetic. The main riff's pretty energetic, and the chorus was pretty memorable enough to make the album and everything. So there's really not much thought behind a lot of the songs.
Mhm.
If it
Yeah.
sounds good, then that's what makes the album.
All right. Now, if you could put anything in a time capsule that wouldn't be open until 2050, what would you put in it and why?
Oh, wow. I don't know, because I don't really think that far ahead. So, you've caught me in a time in my life where I'm downsizing a lot, including my record collection. So there's nothing that I really would put in a time capsule. Maybe photographs, I guess,
Hmm.
um, printed photographs, because if I put it on a drive, the technology would probably be too out of date to even open. So yeah, probably photographs.
All right. Next song is Let's Rock Together. Yes, I'd like to do that. If Calabrese ever can't show up to a gig, let me know and I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Okay, I see you've got bases behind you.
Yep, 3 of them. I want more. Because I'm never satisfied. Although I don't think anybody is. Anyways, yeah, that's a good song.
Thank you. I
Now
like it
this
too,
one's
actually. It's one of my favorites.
alright. Now, do you think people overanalyze music like lyrics too often?
Yes, I do, actually. Yes, yes. And I think people project a lot of their own issues and whatever they're working out onto those lyrics, onto the people who sing them. Which is sometimes, most of the time, it's fine, whatever you need to do to kind of cope and get through it. If it's a song that helps you through it and you've projected all your issues onto it and it helps you, that's great. But also, yeah, I think there's just too much analysis when it comes to
Yeah,
simple rock songs.
yeah, definitely. And of course, the final song is Start the Show. I gotta say, when I saw the track listing for the album, I was like, why is this song at the end of the album? It just doesn't make sense thematically, but I can't judge when the closing song is this good.
Oh, cool. Well, I mean, Start the Show would have been, I mean, the most obvious thing was to would put it number one as the opening track, but to
Hmm.
have it as the last song, especially during the pandemic when this album is released, it's more of an urge to want to go see live shows. So the way the album ends is to, you start the actual show. And so it kind of made sense to put it last when you thought about it
Hmm.
that way.
Yeah, because then you think of artists like Cheap Trick who have songs like Hello There, and they start every show with that song.
Yeah,
Just, I feel like this would be a good idea to do that as well.
right. It's just that Hello There is just really, really up tempo and quick. It's a perfect opener, actually.
Yeah, alright. Now we're coming to the end of the interview, so I'd like to say this. I asked this question to every artist I've interviewed so far, which is like
Okay.
a lot of them. So, will you accept a challenge from me?
Depends on the challenge.
Okay, fine. You mentioned these guys on your podcast, so the challenge is a cover of "If I Had $1 Million" by the Bare Naked Ladies in your style, uploaded to YouTube.
Am I up for the challenge? I mean, I would, but I'd need a lot of help. I need other people to help me play it. I mean, I'm not opposed to singing that song. I actually like a lot of Bare Naked Lady songs, and all the guys are really cool and really nice. So I'm not opposed to doing it. If someone was to ask me, sure, especially from the band themselves.
Hmm. Yeah, because they have this underlying theme of jokiness to their music, so I figured they would be a good choice.
Hmm.
And that's all I've got. So I'd like to thank you, Danko, for taking the time to be with me here on the X. Stay safe and
Cool.
be well.
Nice talking to you.
All right. Catch you later.
See you later.